Hello, fellow mood readers. It's the beginning of the month, and I'm actually quite on time this time. I wanted to do a wrap-up for you. So April was a great month for me. I was actually like in the middle. I had 4 audiobooks and 4 physical books. Let's just jump right in. So right off the bat, I'm going to talk about Water Moon by Samantha Sato Yambao. This one was amazing, very Ghibli-esque. It felt cozy, but it was kind of dark in places. I really enjoyed this. I gave this one 4.5. Yeah, I think I gave this one 4.5 out of 5. This is the Owl Crate edition. The premise of this one really sounded right up my alley. We did this for Rachel's book club. It was a little bit of a break before going into Wrath, which is coming up, which is the very end of The Faithful and the Fallen. I really enjoyed it. It was very atmospheric. It was super whimsical, and a lot of things happened that I didn't quite expect, but this book just took a lot of expectations and threw them on their head. So this one didn't quite make a 5 for me. It was a 4.5 star. I did double check because I couldn't remember if it was 4 or 4.5. But overall, I think maybe on a reread. I did take my time with this and I did enjoy it. I will definitely go back. It feels like it could be a really good comfort read. It was a really good palate cleanser. This was just a beautiful book. So go read this one. Especially if you like the vibes of like a Ghibli film or just something cozy and whimsical, and you don't mind a little bit of darkness in there, because this one went places. But overall, 4.5, definitely recommend. Go check it out. So up next, I actually do have an audiobook that I listened to, but I own the physical copy, so I will hold this chunky book up. So we have Leviathan Wakes by James S.A. Corey. So this one sat on my cart for a long time. I actually bought this one secondhand and it looks brand new. I got it for like $3 and I definitely went through the audio much quicker than this. But it was available on my library app, Libby, and I was like, yes, I'm kind of feeling a little bit of sci-fi, so I would like to read this soon. So I picked up the audio from Libby and I gave it a shot. I enjoyed the audio, so if yours has it available and you would prefer to try the audiobook, I would say go for it. I enjoyed it. I gave this one a 4 star. It's definitely something else. I really enjoyed it. There's just something to be said about like epic sci-fis or space operas. I'm so glad I finally just took the chance and went for this, because I actually really enjoyed it. It did feel a tiny bit slow in certain parts, but you're just getting to know everyone. There was some questionable decisions, but that's kind of how it usually goes, I think, and it's definitely a part of some of these characters. It's like ingrained in there. So overall I did enjoy it. I think that the characters were great. This book has a little bit of everything, because you have kind of politics, it's space. So you have things that are unexpected. You have a lot that's going on that kind of just isn't cleared up because it's not done, and there's so much. And I really enjoyed listening to this, and I think if you love sci-fi and you haven't read this, give it a shot. And my next book is also an audio, but I also own the physical. So, and it is the same series. So I finished Caliban's War as well on audio. I enjoyed it. This one feels kind of thicker than the other one. We still got the politics. We've still got the same level of character development. I actually enjoyed this one more. So I gave this one 4.5 stars. The character work in here I think was better. Plus you get to know some of the previous characters a little bit better since some of them return here. So overall, it's really starting to pick up. It's really starting to get punchy. I think that probably if it keeps following this trajectory, I imagine the next few books are going to be just as good as this one, if not better. So I am definitely fully in. These first 2 books were incredible. You do get a little bit more into some of the things that were not answered in the first book, but there's a lot of things that are kind of still happening, and you don't know quite yet everything that's going on. So I hope 3 also includes some of that same care. I can't say too much because this is the second book, but I'm definitely interested also to watch the series. So we did buy the Blu-ray for the first 2 seasons, so I think that I'll give that a shot between then and now. I didn't actually pick up 3 or later, and I don't think 3 is available on audio, but I will check it out. Maybe they'll get it soon. I am definitely invested. Now I'm fully invested, and I will be continuing on. Let me know if you've read these and what you think of them. There is something to be said about like only going upward from book 1 when book 1 was already so awesome. I love when that happens because sometimes it doesn't. And you get like a little bit of a lull, or the second book isn't as good as the first book. But this one I liked better. And it also happened with the Red Rising series. That one just got better after the first book. So let me know what you think. I'm invested, like I said. So next I'm going to talk about the other audiobook that I had. So that's 3. So that was 2 audiobooks so far. The third audiobook I don't own physically, but it's only a small little shorter book. It's Thornhedge by T. Kingfisher. So I don't want to give too much away, so I won't talk about it. I gave this one 4 stars. I thought it was a really cute story. I enjoyed it. I just love T. Kingfisher. Just the amount of care that goes into the characters, even for a small story like this one. The audiobook was only 4 hours long. If you want to kind of see if you like T. Kingfisher's like fantasy writing style or anything, although I think Thornhedge kind of had a little less humor than some of the other ones, but it was very well done. It was just a really great story. 4 stars. It wasn't quite up there with some of the other ones. So my next read was physical, Immortal. This one I really enjoyed. I like Sue Lin Tan's writing a lot, and while this one didn't work as well for me as some of the other ones, I think it was right on par maybe with Daughter of the Moon Goddess, but my favorite of hers is Tales from the Celestial Kingdom. In Immortal, you follow Li Yen as she struggles with the loss of her grandfather after he gives her the Divine Pearl Lotus, which is wanted by the gods. So the twist in here, there was a small twist in here, and I didn't actually quite expect it. So I think that bumped it up for me, but overall gave this a 4 star. I really love, like I said, I really like Sue Lin Tan's writing, and I'm excited for anything else that comes out. Pretty much she's an auto-buy author for me now, because that's 4 books and none of them have been below 4, so I will count that as a win. I think there's one coming out this year called Happily Never After. I'm excited to see how that one is. I had a little bit of a back and forth with not liking Li Yen fully, but by the end she definitely won me over. I do recommend, if you did like Daughter of the Moon Goddess, but even if you didn't read it, this one is a standalone, so this is a good spot to jump in as any. I think you might enjoy this. And then if you enjoyed this, I would go pick up the Daughter of the Moon Goddess. Yeah, there's just something about writing. I just really love it. So this one kind of flew by, although it feels like it flew by, but it also felt long at the same time. And I don't know if you've ever had that problem before, but let me know. Because it did feel like I took a little bit longer reading this than I otherwise would have. So my next read, actually, I'm not going to talk about very much. I will, because it's for my series. So I'm just going to let you know that I finished it, and I hope that you watch that and see my thoughts. But I did finish Dragonflight. So this is the first book in the Dragon Riders of Pern series, and I'm doing this for my Revisited series. as of right now, I'm kind of fully invested in doing a 1.5 and doing a spoiler-filled discussion. Even if it's just me ranting at the camera. I really, really just want to talk about some of the things in this book because I have opinions. I'm not sure when that will be up because I am going to be doing more work on that one, so I wouldn't expect it too soon, but I finished this book, 2 more to go. So I'm going to do my last physical read, and then I'm going to be doing my last audiobook last. So this book I actually finished at the very end, tail end, last day of April. So I didn't have much to go, and I was like, I want to finish this month. So I think that I did a pretty good job. So I've read I'm Afraid You've Got Dragons by Peter S. Beagle. I will be, like I said, I will be checking out The Last Unicorn because I've heard a lot about that one. This one I settled on a 3.5. It started out stronger than it ended, I feel like. I enjoyed the characters quite a bit. There was certain things that took me out of it, like the way some of them would speak, or a few of the things that would happen. But it did have its dark points. So this isn't fully humorous, but in the midst of all the dark points, it did have funny things that would catch me off guard. So I did enjoy the overall tone of it. I feel like maybe some of the writing got itself in the way. I really enjoyed it still. 3.5. I think, I can't remember if I rounded up for stupid Goodreads, who still doesn't do 0.5s. This one is very short. It was fun. I enjoyed all the characters. So like I was saying, you have a great cast of characters here between Cerise and Robert, and you have a bunch of the dragons. So I really did enjoy it, but like I said, I was taken out a little bit by some of the writing and some of the way things were spoken, and also some of the things that the characters did. So still, it was a solid 3.5 stars. I would say if you're curious, go for it. You never know what you're gonna like. So I will be checking out The Last Unicorn because I did hear a lot of things about it. This is still a short kind of book, especially compared to some of the big ones from this month. So now we're on to the last book, but it was my actual only 5-star book of the month, and that is Dungeon Crawler Girl. So I listened to this on audio and I really enjoyed the audiobook. Jeff Hayes is an amazing narrator. It almost felt like some of them were different people doing the voices. It sounded like he probably had a lot of fun narrating this, just like it was so much fun like listening to it. And I actually laughed out loud a few times to the detriment of maybe possibly being thought of as crazy, but couldn't really help myself. Donovan certainly knows how to write. Oh gosh, it was just incredible, a lot of fun, and I'm kind of sad that it took me this long to actually listen to it. So I like playing games, so like every part for some of the things that I heard, so some of it just set my inner gaming geek off, and I was like, oh my god, I love this. And the characters are just absolutely great. They're hilarious. Princess Donut, come on. And I think that, well, I know I will absolutely be continuing on, and I will definitely get these in print also because they just seem like fun, and I will definitely, maybe the next time I could see this being a comfort read though, because I could see this helping me out when I'm not having a great time with things. So I could definitely see this being a comfort read. Just, it's so absurd, so ridiculous, such an awesome ride. 5 stars. If I could give it more stars, I would. So, okay, 6 out of 5 stars. Infinity out of 5 stars. It was just absolutely incredible. I'm definitely going to continue on though, especially with the audio. Oh my goodness, it just so much fun. So I highly recommend if you like that kind of thing. If just give it a go. It's just, I almost couldn't stop laughing, but there was definitely moments of heart in it. Yeah, there was definitely moments of heart. There were a lot of things going on, and it's not only just a fun ride. There's more, and it's great. So, highly recommend. Definitely check it out. Best book of the month for me. It definitely helped me feel better when I wasn't feeling super great. So hopefully it would do the same for you. And it definitely had me laughing out loud. So be aware. Be aware. You might look like a maniac, but I probably did too. So who says that's a bad thing? That just means you're reading a great story. Those were my April reads. And overall, it was a very solid month. I think I was actually surprised when I saw how many I actually read, because it felt like I read less for some reason, or that the books lasted longer than they did. But that wasn't the case. I know I did do the biggest, chunkiest books on audio, but regardless, I did take my time listening, and I didn't rush them or anything. So I think I sat with each of those for about a week or so and took my time. So I think that I was happy with it. It was a solid month. I mean, it helped me make up for January when I only read 2 books. So it's kind of helping me now, being more in the flow, being more in the mood to read, but I'm not forcing it. But it did feel like for a little while I was juggling way more books than I'm used to. Right now I'm reading on I have the e-reader, I have audio, and I have a physical book, and it's quite different being in the mix with 3 books rather than 2. But I mean, really, it was 3 books, because I did tandem a little bit, but mostly I read Dragonflight on the Kobo. And I've never actually juggled that many books at once before. And now it feels like I'm reading like 4 books at once, so I don't know. But I think that the mood to read is there, and I'm all for it. I can't wait to talk about what I'm currently reading, so you'll definitely see videos for those books that I'm currently in the middle of right now. You'll definitely see a video on those. I don't know that I'll do a reading vlog on them, because one of them I'm already like 20% in, and the other is the audiobook. But I got both of them on NetGalley, and their arcs. I got Overgrowth by Mira Grant, which comes out on Tuesday, and I got the Jasad Crown, which I have the Jasad Heir there, and I was going to read and annotate the Jasad Heir before reading the Jasad Crown in July, but plans got waylaid. I never thought that I would get approved for an arc on NetGalley, so I'm reading that one on my phone, but I did put the app on the iPad as well. Hopefully that'll help a little bit, because like I said, my problems with reading on the phone have kind of been, but I've been doing pretty good. I am 22% in, and I'm loving it already. It is nonstop, and I can't wait to talk about it more. So, and Overgrowth is not what I expected. It's very weird, but I'm kind of there for it. I can't wait to keep going. I'm 40% in, so we'll see how I like the rest of it. But thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for making it this far. If you have, let me know how your April was with your reading, and let me know if you read any of these, or if any of these happen to be on your TBR. I'd really like to talk about books with you. So I will see you guys in the next one.